This is how I lit this scene, and how I lit this scene. It's been a little bit over a month since I left Vegas, came back to Ohio, so I guess you could say I'm in a little bit of a transition period. I am still the videographer of the Sin City Bartender, and I fly out there to shoot content, so I decided I would leave most of my lighting gear in Vegas. But I still want to continue creating videos, so I decided I was going to go on Amazon, buy a few more lights when I realized I actually did bring back a few lights that could work. So what I brought back were the 3 Colbert lights. I have a CL60 and 2 W60s. And I know what you're thinking, how convenient that all of these are Colbert lights. I know they did not sponsor this video. They did send me these lights a while ago, so I made content for them before. However, at the moment, they really are the only lights that I have. And I wanted to see if they're good enough for my YouTube needs and if they can be good enough for you if you just want to make YouTube videos. I wanted to walk through the lighting of 2 scenes. The first one is the one in the intro where Brie is just sitting on her phone scrolling on Amazon, and then the second one is the most common one I set up, is this talking head for YouTube. So let's start with the talking head. The first thing I do is turn off all the house lights. And I always have Brie sit in so I can dial in the settings for the lights, and also I can dial in the focus. And for the key light, I use my strongest light, which is the Colbert CL60. It's a 60 watt bi-colored light that ranges from 2700 to 6500 Kelvin. I like it because it's small and compact, but it still comes with this Bowen mount so you can attach it to your typical softbox. Now, I really wouldn't trust the Bowen's mount adapter. It does seem a little flimsy at times, so I just bought a smaller 26-inch softbox from Newer, and together it makes a pretty good key light. So that's what I did, combine the CL60 with the Newer softbox, put it on a C-stand, and that's my key light. The next 2 lights I have are the W60 Colbert lights. These are also bi-colored lights, 60 watts, and I was under the impression that they were not as bright as the CL60. However, when I was doing a little comparison, it kind of looked like these W60s were a little bit brighter. It doesn't have your normal Bowen's mount, which kind of sucks, but it does have a mini version of it, so it comes with a mini reflector and a mini softbox that you can toss on there. This is off to the left, it's my fill light, and I also put the little softbox attachment just to soften the light a little bit more. Third light, again, is another W60. It's my background light, and before I did have a 2:1 aspect ratio, so it was a lot wider, and you can see a little bit of my window. I changed it so you can't see it this time. However, I wanted to kind of make it seem like that light was coming from the window. So I didn't put the reflector, the softbox on there. I just wanted to spill all over the background. So I also have these little cube lights that I got from YC Onion years ago, and I just wanted to add a little bit more pop to my desk. So I do love trying products from all different companies. However, it is really nice that all of these are Colbert lights because I could use just the one Colbert app and I didn't have to switch around from app to app. When I'm working with the Sin City Bartender, we have lights, a lot of lights from a lot of different companies, and I have a whole folder just for all the apps that I have so that I can control those. It was nice to just have one app to control all 3 of these lights. That completes the talking head setup. These are kind of the main lights that I'm using at the moment to light this up. Okay, now let's go over the intro scene, which for the most part, it was fairly similar to this talking head setup. The first thing I did was put one of my W60 behind the blinds. I was trying to simulate like the sun was blasting through the window, blasting through the blinds, spilling on the wall, despite it being like 11 p.m. You can sort of tell, but after the color grade, it got blown out a little bit. And this is why I do wish I had a stronger light, but we'll talk about that at the end. So again, I have to the left the W60s as a fill light. Also, what I did is Brie has these plant lights that I put in the background just to add a little bit more pop, a little bit more texture, and also to motivate that fill light. So again, I had the CL60 with the softbox just coming down on Brie and on myself for this shot. And I figured a top-down lighting setup would just, again, give a little bit more texture. And overall, I was really happy with the way this scene turned out. So I shot this all on the red Komodo with the Sirui 35mm Nightwalker lens. I just got that set, so stay tuned. I will most likely make a video on these lenses. And the way I was able to get the push-in for this scene is I have a motorized slider from Newer that I've had for years, and it was working fine even when I was just testing and setting up this scene. And then all of a sudden, when I was actually gonna record it, it just stopped working. However, we persevered and we were able to still just push it manually and get the shot. So overall, my conclusion is that yes, you can get these 3 lights or 3 similar lights, and for a small area, it can work. So total price of these lights is around $410. The CL60 is around $150, and the W60 is around $130, but you can always find coupons and discounts on Amazon. And if all you're doing is YouTube talking head, then like I mentioned, these lights should be enough. However, if you're doing client work or you're really serious about your lighting, then I would definitely recommend a stronger light. If I had a stronger light in my background, I could have put the light outside, blasted it through the window, and really gotten those shadows from the blinds to show up on my background. And I would also recommend getting a light that has an actual Bowens mount, not just an adapter like the CL60. I put this 26-inch softbox on there just because I don't trust it with any bigger of a softbox, which is something I would like to get, a bigger softbox to just soften my light even more. But I don't think these CL60s were actually intended to be main key lights. They were meant to be just an extra light that you carry with you because it's so small and compact. So for now, I'll continue to just use these lights since I only have a small area that I need to light up, and these seem to do the job. However, I will be doing my research on my next light because it is just a matter of time before I get a client that will force me to buy a stronger light. And again, I would love to keep all my lights from the same brand so that I can just keep it all within one app. Leave me any questions or comments down below. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.